This is the Faeries Ruin plotline, which happened in 2010. When it was released is much further after any of the things we've done. We've done Altador, and we went and did Curse of Maraqua. You have to realize that some of the things that happened in Neopia in our time actually took place at different times in the Neopian timeline. It gets a little confusing. And this is only if I'm even understanding it correctly. I'm still figuring some of this stuff out. We're reading this one because it makes reference to the Dark Fairy and how the Dark Fairy ended up underwater, I think. This is terrible. This necklace is solid stone. What a shame. So much for that. Ah, well, there's plenty more loot where that came from. Hello, what's this? Ah, yes, yeah, ooh, what, oh. We should nearly be there. Huh? Yes, here we are. The festival is up ahead. It's just as I feared. The entire fairy festival turned to stone. King Altador, your majesty, I'm called Bryn, and King Hagen sent me to investigate this strange occurrence. If I could be of service, I'm here to offer my aid. Well met, Bryn. Your king is wise to be concerned. Your assistance would be most welcome. What's she doing here? Who could have done this? Queen Fiora herself turned the darkest fairy to stone. Who could be powerful enough to do the same to every fairy in Neopia? Indeed, the magic appears to be similar, but the sheer magnitude of this spell is mind-boggling. Perhaps I might be of assistance. Or not, it was just a suggestion. Hanzo, what are you doing here? You know this rogue? He looks rather unsavory. Yes, our paths have crossed a few times before, mostly during the time he spent in Brightvale's dungeons. I wouldn't trust him if I were you. Jazan! That's King Jazan, Altador. Oh, come on. Don't listen to him. Of course you can trust me. I'll tell you everything I know about who's behind this for a price. Tell me, why should we trust the words of a scoundrel who would steal from helpless fairies fossilized by some treachery? How do I know it wasn't you who wrought this foul magic upon them? I arrived an hour ago to find this rogue stealing from the fairies. His pockets must have a royal treasury's worth of jewels in them. I was keeping an eye on him because I thought he might somehow be involved in this curse. Oh, Hanzo, when will you ever learn? I hope to free the fairies from this curse that has befallen them. Was that your reason for coming here too, King Jazan? Yes, of course. You're welcome to join us, then. We need more hands on the side of good in these dark times. Yeah, he's definitely evil. There's no way he's not, right? Am I making this up? I'm getting real bad vibes from him. And it's not just the voice I picked out for him. I'm sure I'm going to regret this, but maybe we should listen to what Hanzo has to say. He's our only lead, after all. I've trusted thieves before, so I'm willing to hear his story. Oh yeah, he did, actually. One of his, top people was a thief that ended up thieving for good. So, alright. But have a care with your words, young Ixie. I'll be watching you very closely. Ah, thanks, you're too kind. Your faith in me is truly touching. Now, as for the matter of my fees, I charge 5 Neopoints a word, 10 for anything more than 2 syllables. All right, 8 then. Hanzo, okay, I'll tell you what I know free of charge. You see, I was walking through Fairyland on the outskirts of the fairy city. I was walking along and happened to be near the fairy festival. You mean you were going to steal from the fairies at their festival? Bryn, please give me some credit. A real thief always cases the joint first. Now, do you want to know what happened or not? Go on. With no more interruptions? I promise nothing. I sense a little flirtatiousness here. I was walking along and happened to be near the fairy festival. You already covered that part. Anyway, I came upon Hubrid Nox, which seemed odd. What would he be doing in Fairyland after all? He was holding something shiny and cackling to himself about freeing Neopia from the hold of those winged tyrants. Ah ha ha ha! Then he started chanting as if he were doing some kind of ritual. Chanti, chanti, chant! Chantificus chantorum! Mwah ha ha ha! There was a blinding burst of light. When I woke up, he was gone, and all the fairies at the festival had been petrified. So that's what happened. Any questions? How do you know they were scared? You idiot! Petrified means turned to stone. Stop making us look like fools. Whack. King Altador, what do you make of his story? In my opinion, it's all a pack of filthy lies. But perhaps you are a better judge of character than I am. It seems unlikely that Nox could pull off a spell of this magnitude. Hanzo has no reason to lie to us. He did say that Nox had a magical artifact of some kind. Perhaps we should consult with Xandra? She's gone to Fairy City to investigate. Hanzo, could you describe the artifact in detail? Of course. Never forget something that looks that valuable. Of course. I didn't even notice they were stone until I happened to bump into one. I just thought none of them wanted to chat. Ah, there you are, Xandra. We have someone here who might have some information about the fairy, problem. But we need your help.
Yes, I'd be more than happy to.
You see, he saw an artifact that may be responsible for...
Stop! Thief!
What's the meaning of this?
That lying Ixie broke into my hut and stole some very valuable things from me. You shouldn't believe anything he tells you.
I can explain. Yes, please, and make it quick. I did not lie to you before about seeing Hubrid Nox near the fairy festival. I just didn't tell you the whole truth. Then maybe you should start now. Okay, so I may have possibly broken into Xandra's palace, and while I was there, it was quite likely that I took a few things. That's what thieves do, after all, and she tried to stop me, but naturally, a master thief like myself is far too agile. It's a pretty good story, actually. Well, I had my hands full for a while, but eventually I made it out of Xandra's house, no worse for the wear. Since Xandra had seen me, I had to unload the goods in a hurry. But I had a colleague of mine spread it around that I had some magical artifacts for sale. The buyer wanted to meet in Fairyland, which seemed strange, but I don't ask questions. I just give my customers what they want. Imagine my surprise when it turned out to be Hubrid Nox himself. He was only interested in one particular item, though. I decided to tail him for a while to see what he was up to. As I told you before, he did a little chant with the artifact, and then there was a huge flash of light. When I woke up, Nyx was long gone. Hanzo, how could you let yourself get tangled up with Nox?
He is a criminal. Of course he would consort with other unsavory characters. Are you forgetting that he stole from me?
I trust him, sometimes against my own better judgment. Why are all the main characters in these stories like thieves and pirates and criminals?
Of course you trust him.
I too am inclined to believe this Ixie's story. Now, we should focus on finding Nox and retrieving this artifact before he can cause more mayhem with it. Xandra, do you remember what the artifact Hanzo stole looks like?
I don't know. He stole several items from me that day. So how am I supposed to know which one he sold to Nox?
It was this one. This is a great drawing. This is fantastic art. These gods really necessary, sweetheart? Maybe things will be revealed and that will be okay, but if he's just calling her sweetheart out of nowhere, that's uncalled for. At least I convinced them not to tie you up. Don't call me sweetheart. Oh, yep, okay, there we go. Nope, he's just a misogynist. Okay, check. I'm glad I decided to come along. The old blood needs some excitement once in a while. What's our plan of attack? Should we confer with this Nox if we can? Confer? This isn't a diplomatic visit. We should take Nox's stronghold by force.
We're here. This is Nox's lair, enemy ground. We must all be on our guard. There's no telling what sort of magical treachery is afoot. You and Xandra will go after the artifact, since she will recognize it.
Where's Hanzo?
Oh,
He's over there.
are we going after him?
There's no time. Nox could appear at any second, and with that artifact, he's a greater threat than usual.
I'll go look for Hanzo. What do you think you're doing? No self-respecting thief would ever use the front gates to break in, so I'm going to find my own way. Why? Would you miss me if I left? This guy. Hardly. It's dangerous, though. Nox could be anywhere. If he can turn the fairies to stone, who knows what he could do to you? Turn me to stone, too, I imagine. I'm a master thief, Bryneth. He'll never even know I'm there. How do I know you're not going in there to tip him off? Well, if you don't trust me, you could always stop me. That's what I thought. Alright, so he breaks in through the window.
You know, how dare you trespass here? Begone before I blast you so hard that Grundos will be finding pieces of you on Kreldor.
No need to be cranky, Nox, old chum. I just dropped in to see how that artifact was working for you.
What Neopia are you talking about?
Aroo!
What have we here? Nox has been alerted to our presence. Storm the gates. So, I see you've brought friends. If you steal anything else, I'll know about it. So take care with what you lay your sticky fingers on, thief. Well, my boy, I must be off. The Chia who fights and runs away and all that. You know, don't even think about following me.
Hanzo, stop him.
The doors are sealed.
Look out, the ceiling's coming down. We'll never get out that way. From what I can tell, from all this yelling, the doors have been sealed shut. Lucky for you, a good thief always has an alternate means of escape. I can't believe you. Yes, sometimes I even astonish myself with my cleverness. Thanks for noticing. No, I can't believe you let Nyx go. You saw him escape through his passageway, and you didn't follow him? It seemed a bit dangerous to run after him on my own. Unarmed, no less, since you took my dagger. Besides, he chucked a crystal ball at my head. I once saw you fight 3 Brightveil guards all on your own. Did you expect me to believe that a crystal ball would scare you? You remember that? I'm touched, but really, Brightveil guards aren't that impressive. Ow! You know, maybe I didn't follow Nox because I wanted more of your charming company. Or maybe it's because you two are in cahoots. Oof! Tripping me, Hanzo? You've sunk to a new low. Don't blame me for your clumsiness. I thought Kugras were supposed to have excellent reflexes. Kugra is actually very fun to say in this accent. Kugra. Great, I can't find my helmet. Oh, good, a candle. Maybe this will prevent any more sneak attacks. At the risk of being hit again, can I say that you look much better without that helmet? Oh, shut up. Man, what a flirt. What is this place? How am I going to face King Altador? I stood up for you, again and again, and you betrayed me. I mean, us. Don't worry about it. He'll probably be too busy thanking me for saving him to remember that anyway. Thanks for that, Hanzo. That's really comforting. Just don't expect me to make the same mistake again.
Mwahaha! Once again I have made a cunning escape. These fools, did they think they really could outwit me? In my own castle, no less. Oof! What? No! Zap!
Ha! See? I told you, he was up to no good. I knew it from the second I laid eyes on him.
I agree with Jazan. We should have never trusted him in the first place. He stole from me, remember?
He also led us to Nox.
And the ice cream room.
Yes, he did. But then he let Nox escape, and we all ended up trapped in that villain's castle. That's right. You were trapped until Bryn and I freed you, for which I've yet to be thanked, by the way. I'm sure that was mostly Bryn's doing. Fine. Believe what you want to believe, but Bryn, you know me. I'm a thief, sure, but a supervillain? I'm sorry, Hanzo. I can't help you this time. You've pushed things too far. Excellent. So it's decided. We'll find a dungeon and to throw that crook into, and then we'll go after Nox.
Jazan, have you ever thought it might be unwise to derive happiness from the misfortune of others?
I'm just doing what must be done. I'm not happy about it. Well, maybe a little.
See, he is a creeper. Let us turn back to the task at hand. What we need to figure out is where we should begin to look for Nox.
Excuse me. He can't have gotten too far. Maybe we should split up and search here in the haunted woods. I hate to interrupt, but,
Wouldn't it be more likely that he'd fled to a secret location? Somewhere we'd never think of looking?
Please, would somebody... Hanzo, could you please stop interrupting? I'd be happy to, Bryn, except, well, look for yourselves.
Fiora, help us!
Is that Fairyland? What's happening?
Perhaps the fairies in their current state, their magic is starting to weaken. Whatever reason, time is of the essence.
Well, I doubt any of you are particularly interested in my opinion. I think we should fight. There's no we thief, at least not one that you're part of. Fight whom? Nox has disappeared. Well, maybe you could start with those things. Oh, some ghosties. What are they?
Perhaps Nox's minions?
But Nox's minions are ghosts, are they not? These are something else. I'm betting the Wraith coloring probably was released with this. That would be my guess anyway. Does it matter? Unless you've all forgotten, Fairyland is sinking. That seems a bit more important.
He's right. These beings are merely a diversion from our greater purpose. We must discover what is happening to fairies and their magic.
Thanks, Your Majesty. Now, if someone could give me a little help here... Don't make me regret this. Snap. Ah, she cut the rope and a wraith in two. Cheers, Bryn. Don't mention it.
Sometime later. We cannot rest long. The fate of Fairyland hangs in the balance.
And what do you recommend, Altador? More stargazing? If Nox is using his minions to distract us from saving Fairyland, why don't we create a diversion of our own to keep him busy for a while?
It might work. When the Tonu charges at the Usul with all of his force, it is the wise Usul who steps aside, leaving a tripwire for the Tonu, of course. What do you propose, Bryn?
Some of you should stay here and see if Nox's minions lead you to him, while I head back to Brightvale. We have the greatest library outside of Fairyland. There should be something there.
I should go along too, so I can do some research on fairy artifacts.
An effective tactic, but if you're running off to Brightvale, lock him up while you're there. He'll keep in the dungeons until this is all sorted. Pfft, as if those dungeons have ever been able to hold me, right, Bryn? Fine, come on, Hanzo. That's right, his name's Hanzo. Hanzo? Hanzo? Looney Tunes joke for anyone who gets that.
Don't think for a second I'm not going to insist that you lock him up. You obviously have a soft spot for this rogue.
Oh, she's blushing. Of course I will. I said as much, didn't I? Bryn, after all we've been through, you wound me, really.
Just as I suspected. I knew you two had some sort of history.
He tried to pick my pocket my very first day on patrol. I took him in, but he escaped the next morning. Of course, I let her catch me that first time to boost her confidence. Before I knew it, we were crossing paths again. And again. And again. He seems to be getting more bold each time.
You must be a terrible thief, Hanzo.
Those were the only times I got caught out of hundreds of heists. And I had my reasons for letting myself get taken in. He wanted to see her. Besides, I never hurt anyone.
What about the Neopets you stole from, like me? Didn't you hurt them?
She's right, and now Fairyland is in horrible danger because of what you did. Hey, I'm not the one who made Fairyland fall to the sky.
Speaking of which, I should be off to my books. Someone's got to figure out how to counteract Nox's spell.
Good luck, Xandra. I hope one of us finds something useful.
Thanks. And when you lock him up, Bryn, don't forget to throw away the key.
I'm sorry. I said some things I shouldn't have. Hey, you were just being honest. It's just that I never told you about this. I almost lost my position in the guards because I trusted you. We should get going. I've got a date with a dungeon cell. Wouldn't want to be late. Do things look different to you? Oh, now that you mention it, yeah. It's too quiet here. And it looks like everything was painted with a giant grey paintbrush. Nice reference, Neopets, to your own IP. Grey paintbrush. It even capitalized it. Do you see that? Grey paintbrush. So it's a direct reference to the Neopets paintbrushes. That's funny. It's as though the life were being sucked out of everything. And to think Xandra's not even here. This is no time to joke. It's something to do with the fairies being turned to stone. I just know it. I've got to get to the library as soon as possible. So I guess this means you have to do your duty. Yes, it does. Oh, come on. No one will ever know if you don't lock me up. I definitely won't tell them. I'm sorry. It's better this way. For both of us. But I could help you. 2 sets of eyes are better than 1. Just stay here. It'll be safer, and it'll only be for a while, I promise. At least say you still trust me. I don't care what Altador and the rest of those selfish, righteous, button-up heroes think of me, but you. I have to go to the library. Please, just stay safe. I'll be back soon. Hanzo, you screwed up. You screwed up and now she doesn't trust you. And that's just the way things are. Hanzo, I think I've found something. The key to this cell, I hope. No, better. Well, better for Fairyland. I was looking around the Royal Library and I spotted a book with a picture of the artifact you stole on it. See? That's not the artifact I liberated from Xandra. This thing is much bigger, though I guess there's a resemblance. Can it reverse the spell? Probably, maybe. I don't really know. The text is a bit unclear. So, essentially, Fairyland is just as doomed as it was before. I'm at least trying, Hanzo. I'm not just making smart alecky remarks. Bit hard to try when you're locked in a cell, darling. I think that the artifact you sold to Nox might be a part of this one, somehow. Maybe Xandra would know for sure. I should go find her. What's that? It sounds like an attack. In Brightvale, the land of books and stained glass? Ching, clang, clang. I need to go see what's happening. You stay here. It's dangerous out there. Let me go with you and watch your back. I think I can take care of myself just fine, thanks. Stay here and guard the book. It might be our only chance to save Fairyland. Oh, so I can be trusted with that. Fine. Go. Just be careful, will you? No crazy heroics. Same to you. You know I'm no hero. I'm just a thief, remember? That's why I'm behind these bars. Stay here, Hanzo. I'll be back. So he like hooks his belt onto some other like cloth and stuff. Gets his thieves' tools. Picks his lock. That's actually not a horrible depiction of lockpicking. Help! Gods! Oh, very nice. Apparently those guards came with them. This looks like he's a different color, though. I'm confused. Thunk. Please understand, I hold you in the highest respect. This is a line from The Princess Bride. They stole this directly from The Princess Bride. Huh? Nah, couldn't be. Oh, he's making a joke because these do look identical to the ones that were with him. Okay. Not just me then. Whoa! Lots of wraiths. Ooh, look at them all. Swish. Thonk. Not on my watch. Crash. This is ridiculous. We should go. There's nothing we can do here. No, I won't abandon Brightvale to these things. Think about it, Bryn. We barely made it out of the haunted woods alive. And that was with the help of Altador. And even Jazan. The two of us don't stand a chance. Hanzo, this isn't your fight. You can go. Fine. Stay here and die if you want. I'm leaving. Hanzo. I knew you'd come round. Ah! Thunk. You guys don't ever give up, do you? Go on. Do your worst. Ow, my head. That really smarts, Bryn. Bryn? Bryn! No! Uh-oh. Oh, he's gonna launch himself in a trebuchet? This may be a bad idea. Whoosh, snap. Ah! Oof. Bryn. Hanzo! Bryn? Hanzo, if you can hear me, take the book to King Altador. He'll figure out what to do. Oh, it's serious time. Sorry, Bryn. Altador will just have to wait. Ah, he's gonna go after her instead. Sandra.
Bryn, they got you too? I was coming to see if you'd found anything, but then these things came out of nowhere and grabbed me.
They seem to be getting stronger. I don't think there's any way Nox could be controlling them all.
Yes, good point. How intriguing.
What's wrong with them?
I don't know. All I can say for certain is that they're not dead. I think the creatures are feeding on them somehow.
That's horrible. We have to help them.
Yes, it's very disturbing. Did you happen to find anything in the library?
Yes, I found a book with a picture of the artifact in it. There seems to be instructions for reversing the spell, but I couldn't make much sense of it.
Maybe I could puzzle it out. Where's the book now?
Hanzo has it, but we were separated. I don't know where he is. Huh? Shh. I like his outfit now. His outfit is like slick with his hood all like pulled up around his face. Bet you're glad that I came along, aren't you?
You? It was my magic that got us out.
I wish we could have seen that. I skipped it. So much for your magic. When I showed up, you were just sitting around waiting for those things to drain you dry. You did give me the idea when you tried to zap me, though, I'll give you that. We don't have time for this. Let's get out of here. Hey, Hanzo? Yeah? How did you get into the cave without being caught? Oh, I have my ways. Let's just say I hung around with the right crowd. Did he, like, stick on the back of a wraith? Yeah, I think that's him, like, just clinging to the back of a wraith. You should have taken the book to King Altador. I can take care of myself. We should be more worried about Fairyland. But thanks for coming for us all the same. Oh, he's blushing.
Yes, thanks, Hanzo. Now, what about the book? You still have it, right?
Of course I still have it. I thought it might come in handy for braining a few of those creatures.
Let me see it. We might as well start getting to the bottom of this.
Be my guest. It was a bit dry and technical for my tastes anyway. See? That was the picture I saw before. It looks a bit like the artifact that Hanzo stole. Maybe the spell to reverse the curse on the fairies is in there.
I don't see any spells, just this map.
Hey, I know that place.
Oh, of course you know those ruins. You wouldn't be trying to lead us to into another ambush or anything.
What more do I have to do to prove myself to you? Actually, why should I even care? Those ruins used to be one of our lairs when I was in the Thieves Guild. If you want to go there, I can take you. But if you want to stumble around in circles and get caught up by those things again, you can do that. It's your choice. We have to follow this lead, Xandra. There might be something in those ruins we can use. They arrive at the ruins. Huh. It's a bit creepier than I had remembered. Ladies first. Hey! Huh. I don't remember them being here. Run! I think I can do a better monster than that. Hang on, let me get some water. That's a little better. You two go find the artifact. I'll hold them off as long as I can.
There's no point in arguing. I need your help finding the artifact. Come on!
Aha! What have we here? It's like a mirror-looking thing.
That's it! It has to be. Let's grab it and get out of here.
Careful, you can't just rush over and snatch it up.
There's nothing to fear here.
That's what scares me. Do you have a bag of sand?
We don't have time for this.
Ah! Okay, so we're lucky this time.
Let's get out of here and find Bryn.
Bryn, you're all right. Of course I am. Took you too long enough. Did you find anything?
Yes, I think this artifact Hanzo stole was part of a horde. And this is the other part. Since the first artifact turned the fairies to stone, this one might be able to reverse the spell. It's a long shot, but what else can we do?
We should head back to the haunted woods, find King Altador and the others, and show them what we found. Have they really just been sitting in the haunted woods this whole time? Did you hear that? What did it sound like?
I didn't hear anything. You must be imagining.
You know, I'm beginning to think these guys don't like us very much. The feeling is mutual.
Get back, fiends!
Nice timing. Thank you for the help, Your Majesty. It's good to see all of you again.
What news do you bring from Brightvale?
I found a book in the royal library that led us to another artifact. Xandra thinks she can use it to reverse the spell, but it's worse than just fairyland sinking. King Altador, I think all of Neopia is in terrible danger.
Bum, bum, bum! What is it, Bryn? Do you mean these infernal creatures, or is something else afoot?
Yes, these creatures, but also, I don't know how to explain it. Neopia seems to be decaying. Everything looks dead or dying. Perhaps the fairies' magic is much more involved with the well-being of Neopia than we could have imagined.
We must try to reverse the cursed spell as soon as possible. Xandra, are you ready to attempt the ritual?
Yes, Your Majesty, but maybe it would be best if we performed it in a more open area, so I could, see what I was doing more clearly.
I've always found seeing clearly somewhat overrated, but the meadows outside of Haunted Woods seemed like an ideal spot.
Haven't you ever wondered why she never asked your opinion about these things?
Huh?
I mean, I can't stand you, but even I'll admit that you have some good ideas from time to time. It's because she doesn't respect you, you know. She might like you for some reason, but at the end of the day, you're always just going to be a thief in her eyes.
You've got it all wrong. Bryn and I have a strictly professional relationship. That's it.
You say so. Just remember what I said. The next time she tells you to do something instead of asking you what you think. I think this will be a good spot.
Well, if you're going to do this, do it quickly. Oh, wonderful.
We haven't got time for this. The ritual must be performed or Fairyland will be lost.
Your Highness, can you and the others hold off the creatures? Hanzo and I will protect Sandra while she reverses the spell. We will? Yes, we will.
I need you two to hold this for me.
We're supposed to be protecting you.
The others are doing a fine job of that. I need my hands free to do the spell, so make yourselves useful.
Hold it higher, Hanzo. Hey, this thing is heavier than it looks.
Good. Now whatever you do, don't move.
There she is, casting her spell. Oh no! Oh. Oh. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Sandra, look out! Oh man, guys. Ultimate anime betrayal. Whoosh. No. This is bad, guys. This is real bad. This is an awesome art, though. This is really well done. This is Neopets. I just want to point that out. This is Neopets right here. You did all this? Why? Why would you want to destroy Fairyland?
It was a symbol, Bryn. That's all. Symbols have power, and getting rid of that symbol is something Neopia has needed for a long, long time. You don't get it, do you, Hanzo?
What is she talking about? I don't know.
You see, everything in black and white, good and evil, right and wrong. It's not that simple, Bryn. It's never that simple. We've been told that the fairies are good and kind and care about Neopets. But do they really? What's the real truth? Not just the truth we've been made to accept.
What do you mean? The fairies have always protected Neopia. Everything was fine until you turned them to stone.
Of course you believe that. You. Bring them. Neopia will be ruled the right way this time.
You're mad! A world full of soul-sucking monsters? Who would want that?
Monsters? They were never the real threat, Bryn. Those wraiths were an unanticipated side effect of the spell that froze the fairies. Still, they have their uses. But no. What I intend is a new Neopia, free from the tyranny of the fairies. A world from Neopets ruled by a Neopet. Me!
Tyranny? What tyranny? The fairies never did anything to harm us.
Or to help us. Do you know how much power the fairies have, Bryn? Do you have any idea? And what do they do with it all? They make soup! They paint Neopets! But most of the time they just sit prettily on their clouds, far above it all, and they don't do anything! When I was young, the fairies noticed my magical abilities and let me come to study with them. I tried to convince them time and again to get more involved in the affairs of Neopians, but they would never listen to me. There was no reasoning with these winged tyrants, and so they had to be overthrown.
Winged tyrants? You were Nox in disguise!
Indeed I was. I needed some sort of ruse to get this back. It was the best I could do on short notice.
The artifact.
It's hard to believe that all my careful planning was almost spoiled by one greedy, arrogant thief.
Don't blame me. If it was such a precious, all-powerful artifact, why would you leave it lying around like that?
All-powerful? This thing? Ha! I see why Bryn keeps you around. No, This is a mere trinket. Granted, I needed it for my plan, but this is just a sister artifact, just to amplify my magic. They aren't sources of power themselves. You see, I may be the strongest magician the fairies ever took under their wings, but even I know I couldn't take them all on without a little help. And now that I have both of them, there's no one in Neopia who can stand in my way. So, now you have a choice. I've let you live this long because I see potential in you. Otherwise I would have done away with you like I did that boasting fool Nox. Hanzo, you're sly, clever, and a fairly resourceful thief. I can use those qualities. And Bryn, you puzzled out the location of the second artifact all by yourself. I'm impressed by your tenacity. You may lack vision, but you're not the mindless grunt I took you for. I'll need help rebuilding Neopia in the new image I've created for it. And that help will come from Neopets who share my vision of bettering themselves using their own strengths, not fairy blessings. So, what do you say?
Absolutely not.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised. And you, Hanzo?
Of course he won't. Stop it, Bryn. I can speak for myself.
Think of it, Hanzo. If you help me rebuild Neopia, you'll be a hero. No one will care about your past. You'll be able to reach the status you could never have under the Faeries rule.
A little recognition would be nice for once. Hanzo, no. You can't. You can be good. You are good. I can't fight her alone. I need you. We have to stop her. You see how the others distrust me, even when all I've done is to try to help them. Even you. I know there have been times when you thought I was leading you astray, but if I can help Xandra, maybe I can start over, make a good name for myself. Yeah, it's got to be a trick. There's no way he's actually turning to her side. Because in this world, I'll always just be a thief to you. Hanzo, no, Oh, she almost said the L word. She almost said it. Xandra, you've got yourself a deal.
You won't regret this, Hanzo.
I'm sure I won't. But I'm not really the type to have regrets. Oof! Click. Bryn, destroy it. Huh? No, Hanzo, she's taking it back. Where do you think you're going? Run, Bryn. Hanzo, what are you doing? Keep running. I have a plan, and you won't like it.
Give me the artifact. You know what needs to be done.
I've come to a stunning realization. You are completely out of your mind.
Fine. Think what you will. Oblivion! Deal with the Kurgra!
Clash. That was very unemphatic. I'm sorry. Clash! There we go. That's better.
Well, Hanzo, are you just going to let her die?
Zap! She can take care of herself. Looks like I'm not doing so bad either. Are you sure you're an expert magician? Maybe you should find your glasses before you try hitting anything with your fancy magic.
Ugh. Enough! You will die, Hanzo, and Neopia will be better off under my rule.
I really hope this works. Maybe you're right about the fairies, but you've gone way too far. Someone has to stop you.
Smash! Crack-home!
This is like fight music. Fighting against Oblivion. Oh, never mind. Oblivion disappeared. Hanzo, you did it! Hanzo? No! Oh, man. Oh. That no was also me saying no. I did not expect that. Okay. Next page, please. Oh, Hanzo. What have you done?
Bryn, where are you?
There. Oh, maybe Fiora can turn him back.
Bryn, what happened here?
That's what I'd like to know as well.
Your Majesty, it is good to see you're well.
I am for now. For the most part, I might ask who I have to thank for that.
Ugh, this is terrible. Perhaps Bryn here can better answer that question.
And they both turned to stone. Oh, Xandra, I always feared this day would come.
So you do know her. It appears she was a very powerful sorceress.
Powerful indeed, but even the best of us can go astray at times. Yes, even a thief can do the right thing at times. He sacrificed himself to stop Xandra. He destroyed the artifact and reversed the spell, and now he's gone. Well, I owe him a debt of gratitude. I am weakened for the moment, but perhaps I have enough strength to free him from this form.
Looks like some lightning-y sounds, maybe.
Gah! What'd I miss?
I think we all underestimated your bravery, Hanzo. Well done.
It's always been my belief that a Neopet's true colors are most apparent when faced with great adversity.
Yes, well done, Nixie. Lacked a bit of finesse, but effective all the same. My fairy sisters and I thank you for your selflessness and heroism, Hanzo. You showed a courage that few Neopets possess. Xandra, too, possessed great strength, but she was mistaken in her belief that we fairies do nothing. It is our magic that holds these dark creatures at bay and kept Neopia safe from harm.
That's kind of scary to think about. So it feels like there's probably some like wraith dimension then that the fairy magic keeps from like seeping into the Neopet dimension. That's kind of crazy lore.
Perhaps she wasn't entirely mistaken, but that's something we will have to confront later. For now, we must attend to more pressing matters. There are many wounded to heal, and much damage to repair. Hanzo, please come see me once you've fully recovered. Farewell. Doesn't waste any time, does she?
She has much work to do, as do we all.
King Jazan? So, I must know. How did you get the upper hand? Oh, I had the book for quite a while, so I snuck a peek here and there. The book said the artifact could absorb a certain amount of power, but if it got too full, it'd become unstable. So you deliberately annoyed Xandra, hoping she would blast you with enough magic to overload the artifact and break the spell? That's brilliant. But how did you know Fiora would be able to free you? I didn't. Lucky break, I guess. Told you wouldn't like my plan. You know, it's ironic. Xandra was undone by the same artifact that started it all. Careful, it might be dangerous. Relax, sweetheart. It's just a bit of old junk now. Ah! Just kidding. Completely harmless. You jerk. You scared me half to death. Hey now, I just saved Neopia. Oh. If you two are done, there's something I need from you, thief. Nabayo always likes it when I bring her a gift, and Fiora certainly meant for us to keep that jewelry you stole as a reward for our fearless deeds, so it's time to trust the scoundrel, eh? Let's talk prices. What now, King Altador?
You should take Hanzo to see Queen Fiora. When you two are ready, I must return to my kingdom. Hopefully the destruction did not reach that far.
The worst part is, after all this stealing, anything smaller than Kreliodor won't be much of an adventure. Neopia slowly returned to normal in the next few months. Or as normal as it could get, with an entire city sitting in a crater. The fairies began to rebuild, hopeful that one day their magic would be strong enough to lift Fairyland back into the skies, above Neopia where it belongs. King Jazan returned to Quasala and his second favorite Ixie thief. The Ogren Master began teaching classes on how to defeat wraiths to his Imperial Guard students.
Oh yes, you see, you just punched them right in the nose.
And King Altador went on a quest to recover the statue of the Darkest Fairy, which was lost when Fairyland crashed.
Ooh, there we go. That's what I was reading this for. This line right here. So when Fairyland crashed, the Darkest Fairy statue disappeared.
Yeah. Get to the good part already. Look, Timmy, you wanted to know what happened to the heroes, so I'm telling you. Of course, I'm saving the best for last, And by the best, I mean me and Bryn. Because of her incredible bravery, Bryn was appointed the captain of the Queen Fiora's guards. And for my... Oh, I guess this is Hanzo narrating. So I should be doing Hanzo's voice for this narration here. And for my quick thinking and unparalleled cunning, I was given the title of Master Thief. The Queen herself set us the task of retrieving dangerous fairy artifacts from all over Neopia, to keep them from falling into the wrong hands. Hanzo, there are reports of a magical artifact in the Lost Desert. Queen Fiora says we should head out right away. Excellent! Time for more amazing heroics! Does this mean you're done with your story? For now. Don't be too disappointed. I like you, kid. I'll make you a thief of you yet. You know, Hanzo, one of these days I'm going to have to arrest you for corrupting Neopia's youth. You shouldn't encourage children to become thieves. But it worked out so well for me. And you know, if I'd never started picking pockets, I wouldn't have met you. The end.